Shalom, Yashrala. This is your brother WW3 from GMS Tampa Bay 07, coming at you with the sincere truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught me this truth and that ruled well. A citation and much love for your arcane pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. Alright? To edify the elect, most important. Now, continuing on with our series of Wars and Rumors of War series. This one here says, reactivated U.S. Second Fleet returns to North Atlantic, ready to fight. Guess who? All right, as you see, the war drum's being beat, and it's coming into a end, two trains on the same track, they coming to the same point, they're about to collide. It says, just 7 years after shutting down operations, the U.S. Second Fleet has been officially reactivated. It is with its admiral seeking to turn it into a menacing force ready to fight any bad actor it may sail into in the North Atlantic. All right, now this here article is written with a lot of pride. Quotes. There's a lot of quotes in here with a lot of pride from these damn Edomites. All right, these Babylonians, these Americans. All right, but nevertheless, just reading between the lines, they openly saying, look, bro, we preparing for war. They're not going to ever come out there and just go public like, yo, listen, we finna gear up with our military equipment and push it up on Russia borders because we finna fight them niggas. That's just it. They're not going to ever say that, all right? But they'll use the wording that they're about to use here. It says, fearing that some bad actors, all right, talking about Russia, on the world stage threaten the very bright birthright freedoms that we hold sacred. What birthrights? Freedoms. You know what I'm saying? What are they really talking about? Right? There's a lot spiritual, deeper than what you would think on a surface level. Oh, well, okay, I'll give it to you on a surface level. The Americans feel basically like that they, how do I say that? The golden child, the chosen one, to lead the rest of the world, Not only that, but, deeper than that, you know what I'm saying? Who's over here? Who's ruling this place? All right, Esau, Edom. And what? He thinks that's his birthright to do what? To have dominion over the planet Earth. All right, from this here place here in America. All right. So it says, fearing that some bad actors on the world stage threaten the very birthright freedoms that we hold sacred. Yeah, these Edomites holding, they supposed to be ruling over the world, especially from here in America. And are looking to undermine and rewrite basically change prophecy. Not to say change prophecy, but change prophecy according to their mind. All right. So, like the scriptures say in the book of Isaiah, talking about Esau, Edom, talking about I should be as the Most High, who shall bring me down, or I should be as the Most High, and who shall bring me down. I shall not, basically I ain't gonna be no widow or see the loss of children, saying all these different things as if you're gonna rule and reign forever, but nevertheless, that's what they're accusing Russia for doing. Like, now y'all gonna try to come and knock us off the throne. Y'all gonna try to rewrite what we think is gonna be history. Nah, we gonna ride this out to the sunset, bruh. And when the sun rises, we gonna still be there. That's the pride of these Edomites here in America, but nevertheless, they're accusing Russia of trying to thwart that plan, but really it's not Russia that's trying to thwart that plan. It's gonna be it's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, all right, in which really Esau's already in his trick bag, being drawn into the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right, it says the U.S. established world. Hold on, let me read that back. It says, fearing some bad actors on the world stage threaten the very birthright freedoms that we hold sacred and are looking to undermine and rewrite the U.S. established world order that America, is ruling over everybody else. Vice Admiral Andrew Lewis promised to build a fleet that is ready to fight along the stretch that extends from the east coast of the U.S. all the way to the Barents Seas. I don't know if that's supposed to be the Barents Seas, but just off the coast of Norway and Russia near the Arctic Circle. Yeah, actually the Barents Seas. We are going to aggressively and quickly rebuild this command into operational warfighting organization. really what they say, like, come on, man, I'm proud of these goddamn devils. Like, man, they act like they some damn renegade bandits or some shit, man. Nah, man, it's really the plan the whole time. Y'all trying to, why you think you got all these damn NATO troops and NATO establishments going up against Russia or around Russia? All right, y'all been planning this shit in the whole woodwork, but now we at the end of it all, you know what I'm saying? You got to continue moving the rest of your equipment over there on the low key. All right, you need an excuse here and there. Oh, no, we just reactivating we just moving people over for a drill. Oh, we just doing this and that, trying to get the most of your equipment over there as soon as possible, all right? It says, Lewis announced that as he took charge of the Second Fleet at the establishment ceremony at Naval Station, Norfolk, Virginia. The fleet, which previously had 126 ships and submarines in service, will once again help to maintain America's maritime superiority, Chief Naval Operation Admiral John Richardson noted on Friday. A new Second Fleet increases our strategic flexibility to respond from the eastern seaboard to the Bering Sea. All right, damn, they're trying to put 126 ships and submarines, they fleet. But nevertheless, it says, that's a big enough fleet for a whole fucking country military. 126 pieces, like units. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be ships or submarines, that's quite a bit. Let's see, where was I at? It says, after the fleet was disassembled in 2011 to save costs during the Obama administration's proposed reset with Russia, most of its personnel, warship, and responsibilities were transferred to the Fleet Forces Command. While it has yet to be announced which hardware will be transferred back under its command, at one point the Second Fleet had more than 9,000 personnel assembled between the carrier strike groups and the amphibious ready groups. The fleet Aegis capable ships. Now the Aegis is talking about, that's basically one of the Aegis system is like a nuclear it's a nuclear weapon basically. It's like their nuclear launcher. They got the Aegis system, the Poseidon system, the Minuteman system. They got like the Minuteman 1, 2, and 3. All right, that's pretty much what they call the nuclear systems. All right, it says where was I at? The fleet's Aegis capable ships also projected the American maritime ballistic missile defense capabilities overseas. All right. Yeah, see, Russia be rolling up on us like that and don't nobody even know about it, come back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, we came, we saw, we conquered. But nevertheless, it says, over the past few years, especially after the outbreak of Russiagate with the arrival of the Trump administration, the U.S. and its allies have been increasingly accusing Russia of aggressive posturing and of threatening neighbors, slowly and gradually increasing their own military capabilities along its border under this pretext. Which, now, let me reread that and break all that down, starting with the last statement. It says, it says, the U.S. and its allies have been increasingly accusing Russia of aggressive posturing, all right, which they talking about they build up their military, which Russia's military hadn't been upgraded since the damn Cold War, like before that shit. So, like, why they can't upgrade their systems? You know what I'm saying? After so long, that was talking about when really, and really, this ain't really dealing with the Trump administration like that, because, in a big picture, because he started this shit when I believe Bush was still in office, all right? So, they started with the economy back then, all right? They military actually just started getting ramped up, like, really, at the end of the Obama administration. But, and it says, and the threatening neighbors, which they're talking about with the Crimea, or the Ukraine incident, which the Ukraine voted to go back to Russia. All right, they didn't want to be a part of NATO. Really, that's what the debacle was about. America mad that the Ukraine didn't want to join NATO, and they was like, nah, if we got to be official with somebody, we kicking it with our own people, Russia. So America took that, or is plastering that in the media as if Russia annexed that or stole that country, or invaded that, which America is sitting on a damn deed of Iraq, on a deed of Afghanistan, damn near Pakistan, Venezuela, all these countries, Puerto Rico. You see what I'm saying? The United States of America, talking about annexing land. You didn't annex the whole fucking United States, bitch. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? And it says, and more importantly, gradually increasing. Okay, so listen to this. Gradually increasing their own military. So first of all, you blaming another motherfucker for increasing their military. What the hell you doing? How come they can't build their own military? All right. But not only are they building their own military, it says, as slowly and gradually increasing their own military capabilities along its borders. So why can't they increase their own military in their own borders when y'all are increasing not only your military spending, other nations' military spending in your damn NATO type of shit, and you in other motherfuckers' countries? You like holding other people, not to say basically hostage. Look at Turkey and shit. I mean, you didn't run up in Turkey the same way you did these other countries, but you know what I'm saying? The same shit apply. You know what I mean? You Germany, you forcing them to buy these damn F-35s as pieces of shits. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, you blaming Russia for all the things you doing. You just deflecting, you know? It says, Moscow insists that it has been forced to reform its military and develop new weapons systems following the U.S. Disregard of Kremlin's concern when Washington unilaterally withdrew from the ABM treaty in 2002. Now, the ABM treaty is basically the anti-ballistic missile treaty, basically saying that they weren't gonna not really to develop no more. They weren't gonna really develop no more. They was gonna actually start to how do I say, get rid of some of it. You know, they were gonna try to basically nuclear disarmament, more or less to say. You know what I mean? And then they furthered that, I believe, a little bit more with Barack Obama. All right. It says Russia continues to treat the global anti-missile system, including sites in Alaska, Romania, and Poland. All right, which is talking about the THAAD system. All right. Now, this is why Russia was upset, because just like with the North Korea deal, you know, well, they was pissed if they put the THAAD system over there in South Korea, because that means, like, let's say North Korea can't launch off their shit, and if China trying to launch off in the direction where it has to go past and over North Korea, then what? China's missiles can't get up out of North Korea, or can't get up out of China over North Korea. All right, so this is why America was or Russia was tripping, you know what I'm saying, about, yo, y'all building up on our borders. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily right up on their borders, but with their missile defense systems to where they couldn't shoot off. But not only that, America is also actually up on all of their damn borders with NATO. Like, literally on all of Russia and their neighboring, how do I say, they allies that they bordering. America's right there up on their damn border. So if Russia wanted to leave any of its borders, goddamn it, they meet in America. You see what I'm saying? They got American troops on Russia's border, you know, as checkpoints, basically. All right. This is why Russia is like, yo, we not being aggressive towards y'all or posturing towards y'all, motherfucker. Y'all got us surrounded. We just smart enough to be like, hold up, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? When motherfuckers starting to surround you and shit, you be like, let me tuck my jewelry right quick, or let me take my shit off right quick, cause it's finna go down. How you can't you can't blame a motherfucker for trying to put his guards up when you surrounding him. It says Russia continues to treat the global anti-missile system, including sites in Alaska, Romania, and Poland, as well as the Aegis-capable ships, which is those nuclear submarines. Well, I don't know if America got nuclear-powered submarines. I think they do, though. But these are talking about those submarines under the water, all right, that have nuclear warheads on them, you know, like nuclear missiles, you know what I'm saying? Like ICBM missiles, but they not really like to say ICBM missiles, because you can roll up on a motherfucker with them and shoot a bitch with that. You don't have to be like in America, you know, like the Minuteman system. They'll shoot them from like Denver and shit like that, you know what I mean? And they'll leave from Denver and go hit over in Russia. Whereas like really with this Aegis system, you know what I mean? They'll be on like battleships and shit like that, and all of a sudden the radar pick up what it need to pick up, pick a coordinates, let loose. All right. It says, as potential national security threats that undermines mutual deterrence and power parities, and may lower the threshold of nuclear weapons used by giving Washington a false sense of invincibility. So basically, you know what I mean? They basically say, like the scripture says, you become weak as us, or let the weak say I am strong. Now, Russia wasn't necessarily weak at any point in time. They've always been the balance to America all the way through the fall of Germany. All right, when Germany fell in World War II, that was where the whole stockpile of all the shit came out. All right, all that basically, except for this new shit that they got just recently that we're reading about. All that technology came from Hitler and Germany, man. They had all that in World War II, and America and Russia wanted to split that stockpile. All right, and Russia, they would wind up being bankrupt by America. All right, they wound up getting fucked over by America, and they wound up not really advancing their military, and America had been advancing their military. So now Russia, seeing that they being surrounded, since around I want to say the time George Bush was still in office, like around his ending time, that basically, they've been upgrading their systems. First starting with the economy, they got Vladimir Putin got the economy right first, started making trade deals. Then they started updating and utilize upgrading their military. All right, it says, but nevertheless, it says. Meanwhile, the reactivated Second Fleet will now once again sail close to the Arctic, where Russia, compared to the U.S., has much more territorial water and thus strategically invested interests, including utilization of the region's rich natural resources. All right? Like America always does. Like, come on, bro. You always, whenever you see, like, bro, you like a damn fly. Whenever you smell something sweet, you all up in somebody else's shit. You see what I'm saying? So whenever America sees somebody else with some resources, like, yo, why we don't own that shit? And how long it's gonna take before we go run up on them and get their shit? You know what I'm saying? But Russia's a pretty big ass place, and they situated right there with China. So you can't just run up in Russia like that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to have not only your conglomeration that you're rolling with, all your allies. You're gonna need all the other allies on the planet Earth, or all the other countries on the planet Earth with you and China to roll up on Russia. All right. So it says the country is also and also you can see how they was blaming Russia for the posturing. Yo, we see these same posturing moves, or like how like you see a damn lion finna eat and he start crouching down in the damn woodwork. You know what I'm saying, looking at his prey before he pounce on his ass. You see how America do the same ass posturing when it comes to these other countries. First, oh, these are nice countries, whatever, whatnot. We uphold these people, they blah, 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 blah. The people vote for people, blah, blah, blah. Then they go over there and they stage an uprising, right? And then make it seem like there's problems in that country, whether with the government or they got so-called terrorists or some kind of problem, to where they brainwash the people with propaganda to so-called have an uprising, or they plant spies over there basically to do that. They put agents over there, and they have an uprising. Then what? America goes in to so-called save the citizens. All right, bringing a military on those people, sure, because what? George Bush declared a global war on terrorism, meaning they can take it to whoever, wherever, or take it to the terrorists wherever they may be on whoever land it is, because they got a global war on terrorists. All right, so if they be like, oh, well, Vladimir Putin is a terrorist in Russia, him and his military, well, that's not necessarily war on Russia, but it's war in Russia. You see what I'm saying? That's how they these deceivers get around this shit. But it says the country also hold on, let me read that again. It says, meanwhile, the reactivated Second Fleet will now once again sail close to the Arctic, where Russia, compared to the U.S., has much more territorial waters and strategically invested interests, including utilization of the region's rich natural resources, that oil over there. That's what the pipeline through Syria is all about, all right, with America versus Russia in that, all right? And like you see Germany and all of that, all of Europe over there, they could be getting their fuel from Russia, a way better quality of it at a cheaper price, instead of having to import it from America at a higher price and a lower quality. All right. It says the country is also conducting infrastructure projects along the northern sea route and has built a number of military outposts to seal the northern frontier that was left virtually defenseless after the fall of the Soviet Union. And so, like I said, Russia ain't been doing nothing militarily wise or building up since that time. All right, the Cold War, really the end of World War II, when they went to the Cold War, you know what I'm saying? And they technology at that time, if you was looking at it at that time, it was like, you know what I mean? Y'all ain't even really got the juice right now. America got the juice all day. But nevertheless, now Russia came back, like the scripture said, I will put hooks into thy jaws. I'll bring you back into what was that last statement? It says they plan to put this wall as a number of military outposts to seal the northern frontier that was left virtually defenseless after the fall of the Soviet Union. So after the Soviet Union fell, well, when the Soviet Union was still, like, let's say, still up and walking around and shit, you know, for a metaphor type of saying, that was when it was just, you know, it was like a bear just walking around. But then what? It fell asleep. You know what I'm saying? It went dormant. It broke up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in that bear-like state, devouring and ripping and running through. But what? The Most High said, I'm going to put hooks in that to thy jaw and bring thee back. All right? Thee and a great company with thee. All right? Not only am I bringing you back to that military state, I'm going to make you be the guard and prepare them. All right? You're going to be back into that state to where you thinking hardcore macho military, let's go get them. That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? We putting that back into your mind. You ain't worried about, well, they are kind of worried about developing their infrastructure and their economy, but ultimately to turn for the military, all right? They need to have some kind of money and some kind of import, so they start first with the economy, getting that up and certain things and infrastructure built that way, whether it be plants and getting people working so they can sell and export stuff to further put into their military, all right? But nevertheless, you know, I was just reading this here article bringing out the fact that it's not just on the Russian side, but America doing the same thing too, and they becoming, how do I say, more and more, how do I say, overt with this. They're not being hidden with this no more. They just coming flat out and telling you, yo, this what the hell we doing, bro? And they using these harsh words that if another country, you know what I'm saying, they could be like, yo, bro, I don't like the way you speaking on our country like that, bro. I don't like how you moving towards our country with your shit, bro. Just put it in vice versa. If Russia started putting all their warships surrounding America, you know, and you know, you go far enough out in the water and all you see is a wall of Russian ships, Americans would be mad. They'd be begging that Congress or, you know, Donald Trump, you know, go to Congress and be like, yo, we need to wage war. They got us surrounded, you know. But nevertheless, you know, Lord Wilderness here, lesson was edifying into the elect. I'm going to go ahead and close it out and say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to edify the elect. Stay strong. Shalom.